Joining me now is Missouri Congressman Mark Alford, a member of the House Armed Services, Small Business and Agriculture Committees. Congressman, thanks very much for being here this morning. I'd like to get your reaction here. Protests are also going on at UT Austin. That's your alma mater. All charges have been dropped against the 57 students who were arrested last week by Texas state troopers. You attended UT Austin. Your reaction?
Well, look, I agree with Professor Dershowitz, except for I don't think they are coming. I think they are here. The porous border that Joe Biden and Alejandro Mayorkas has allowed to happen. We have, 2 million known gotaways. There are sleeper cells right now in the United States of America who are sympathetic, if not members of Hamas or the jihadi movement at the minimum. We have to be aware. And these protesters, many of them are peaceful protesters, but there's some who are involved in criminal activity, and they should be treated as such. Criminals.
Yeah, I mean, look, we know that it's not all students. There are people who are from the outside piling on here. Last week, we had your colleague, Carlos Jimenez, come on the program and say, don't be surprised to learn that part of this is Communist China and the Communist Party of China piling on our discussions and our political conversations in the U.S. How much of this is outsiders? How much of this is students, do you think?
Well, I think a lot of it's being funded by outside forces, including George Soros, those who are determined to disrupt and bring chaos into our country and divide our great nation. I think Xi Jinping is part of that. The policies from China is to have influence in every part of the country to disrupt our upcoming elections. Xi Jinping has his tentacles in everything that we do in America. DJI drones that are spying on America. The Belt and Road Initiative, where he's building ports, airports, roadways, highways in third world countries and in our hemisphere as well, trying to create influence and trying to squeeze out Taiwan.
Yeah, well, this is just ridiculous that the U.S. military, the Pentagon, would be buying drones from China. You just said DJI drones. This is a Chinese company. You're telling me that the Pentagon and the U.S. military are using drones in our military from China?
This is crazy. They are DJI drones. They come from China. Every municipality in America has bought them. They are mapping out our country and sending back this information to China, unbeknownst to them in many cases. The problem is the Federal Aviation Administration made it so difficult for American companies to build drones that we're buying them from China. We need to create companies, and Taiwan wants to do this, set up their own drone manufacturing. The USA be a part of that, and let's get American-friendly drones in America that are not spying on us.
I know you were just in Taiwan. You were there for a week as part of a congressional delegation, meeting with the vice president-elect to discuss U.S. and China relations and China's continued aggression in the Indo-Pacific. Following Secretary of State Antony Blinken's trip to Beijing, Taiwan reported more Chinese military aircraft near its coast. Tell us more about your trip.
I think it was a great contrast to have Secretary Blinken there cozying up once again to Xi Jinping, this attitude of appeasement towards this communist dictator. And we had a bipartisan delegation, including Lisa McClain, the secretary of our conference. We went to meet the President Tsai, she's outgoing, and the incoming president, Vice President Lai. And we assured them that we are going to live up to the tenets of the 45th anniversary of the TRA, the Taiwan Relations Act, in which we are helping them maintain their self-defense. That includes armaments that we are selling them, 64 F-16s, Harpoon missiles. We are maintaining our capacity to help in their self-defense. And when you have a bully like Xi Jinping who is intent on coercing both socially and economically Taiwan and isolating them on the world stage, our task is at hand, and we must meet the challenge.
Yeah, I'd like to know what went on with Blinken's conversation with Xi Jinping. If you know, I mean, fentanyl flow continues to come into America, surveillance balloons, police stations in America, COVID, a COVID cover-up, on and on and on. The drones, and we don't know. We never get the specifics of what came out of these conversations, and it's unlikely that he held Xi Jinping's feet to the fire on any of this. It's unlikely.
It's very unlikely. This is the history of this administration. They are not tough with the bullies of the world. They were not tough with Putin, and Putin invaded Ukraine. They are not tough with Xi Jinping, and he is threatening by 2027 to invade Taiwan. We have to be ready. We have to be tougher. That's why we need Donald Trump back in the White House.
Congressman, thank you. We'll be watching all of that. We appreciate your time this morning. Mark Alford joining us this morning. Thank you, sir.